Welcome back, everybody. It is a very nice and smoky Friday afternoon. So I kind of wanted to talk about, I just was watching a video from BMW on YouTube last night, and they were talking about the F800, the F900 Adventure, and then the F900 Sport, I think. Anyways, they're all three adventure touring bikes, and I don't know how true that. It seems like these three bikes that they're coming up with, and I'm not sure if this is Europe specific, because I did check the dealerships around myself, and they didn't have any of those bikes in stock, and it didn't even look like those bikes were in their lineup. So, but anyways, nevertheless, these three bikes, if BMW brings these to our marketplace, I really think they're going to have a huge impact in the adventure bike world, and for a few reasons. So they're going to be far more affordable than, let's say, your KTM 1290 Adventure, or your BMW 1250, or your Multistrada Desert X, the Ducati's adventure bike, which, by the way, is an awesome adventure bike. If you guys haven't checked that one out, you really need to, because it really is a good bike. And then if you look at the middleweight sector of the market, when you look at the Tenere 700, I think it's really going to give the Tenere a run for its money, or give Yamaha a run for its money. If you look at, let's say, Honda's, I think it's the CBX 700, I think it's their middleweight. I'm not even sure if they make that one anymore, but I did actually just see one. It's probably a 2018, 2019. Again, I'm not sure if Honda still makes that 700, but anyways, my point is when BMW drops these three adventure bikes, if they do it in America, which I still have to do some more research to see if they're going to, but if they do drop these three, I think it's going to be a game changer for all middleweight adventure bikes, simply because A, affordability, B, you have the BMW name that stands behind it, everybody knows them, everybody trusts them, everybody loves them, and man, they're just really set up. If you go over the specs on them, they're really set up for the off-road, especially the F900 GS. I mean, that bike looked pretty awesome. I mean, for just some good hard off-road, I would say it's probably comparable to KTM's 890R Adventure, or their 1290R Adventure. I really think that it's going to be a game changer if these bikes come to the market. I think it's a good shake-up for the middle-class adventure weight, and I really hope BMW does us all a favor and brings those bikes over here. So anyways, I wanted to touch on that a little bit. I really hope BMW does that. I really hope they bring them over here, and I really hope they shake it up a little bit, because we've been riding for a long time on KTMs and BMWs, and I know Norden brought out their 901, and so here's the problem with KTM, is they're allowing CF Moto to build their motors, which they've been doing that since 2017, and so now CF Moto's come out, and they've came out with their Ibex 800, which is essentially the KTM 790 GS. So, and I've heard great reviews about that. I haven't personally got a chance to ride one. I really want to. I really want one. I mean, they're 10,000 bucks, and you get so much of a bike for such a reasonable price when you look in comparison to all these other bikes. But my only hang-up is that it's a Chinese bike. That's my personal hang-up. Maybe you don't care. I can't say I care a whole lot, because, you know, a nice bike's a nice bike, but I'm not sure if I want to embark on that. So anyways, to each his own, but cool looking bike. If you haven't checked out the Ibex 800, you definitely should, because it is a nice bike. But anyways, I just wanted to touch on BMW's recent update a little bit. Unfortunately, they're not updating their lightweight. I really hope they do. Really hope they kind of maybe introduce some other lightweight adventure bikes. Maybe they just, you know, upgrade the 310 a little bit and make that a little more appeasing for the audience that's after the 310. I think they would benefit immensely off of that, because small weight adventure bikes are quite a trend right now, and I don't think the trend's going to die anytime soon. I think it's going to continue to live on pretty strong, because everybody, you know, everybody loves them. They're nice, they're nimble, they're lightweight, and you can pretty much do anything short of long distance cruising on them. But yeah, so just wanted to touch on that a little bit, and now I'm headed up to an OHV area. I kind of want to do a review on the 310 off-road. I've taken this thing off-road many times, but so you guys can see it, I kind of want to let you guys make your own opinion on it and show you that it's pretty good off-road. So anyways, stay tuned for that. Until then, enjoy the scenery up to the trails. And we're back. Here we are. The world's worst gravel road. And that is no understatement. It is not a very smooth road to ride on. And it makes it more difficult because all the shadows, they make the potholes blend in. So there's some random surprises along the way. They're usually pretty easy to spot, but when the sun's like this, casting shadows from the trees, it makes it a little difficult to see them all. Like right here. It's a pretty popular little OHV area. It looks like we're already pretty busy up here. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. Try to take it easy. So just in full transparency, I am not the best off-road rider. I do ride my dirt bike up here quite a bit, but again, I'm not the greatest when it comes to off-road riding, and these tires are not the greatest when it comes to this either, because they're really meant for the pavement more than they are meant for this stuff. But either way, we're gonna have fun, and you're gonna be able to see what the 310 is somewhat about when it comes to off-road riding. Now I want you to keep in mind the suspension on this bike, both front and back, is 7.1, I believe, inches of travel. So you just got to kind of hit these bumps a little slower than you would on a full-on dirt bike. It does pretty good. You just got to kind of take it easy on some rougher terrain. So yeah, so far it's just handling pretty good. And these tires, they're not the worst, you know, they handle the gravel just fine. They do like to get a little squirrely sometimes, which is a little unnerving, but you just never ride outside of your capability. I tend to try to want to when I'm on the trails with this, and I try to rein myself back in because it never usually ends well. Okay, so first obstacle course here. You can see we're kind of, this one I'm going to take it a little slow because I really don't like riding it super hard through this stuff. I always like to remind myself that I also have to ride it back home. So whatever I do will affect the ride back home if it's something stupid. Oop. Oh. Hold on a second, guys. All right. So, as you can see, you'll take a look around. It's a bit choppy on this road. I've gone down it before on this. You can go around that way, all the way around those trees and avoid this. But what's the fun in that? We're gonna go right through it. Went sideways a little bit. That was a little bit sketchy. So when it gets to this more slick stuff, this kind of mud here, I do take it easy. Again, these tires, they're not the greatest in this stuff because there's not a whole lot of grip or grab on them, which doesn't say anything about the bike in general. It just says a lot about their tire choice, you know? So we'll go through here. I'm sure it's not gonna, that little downhill spout isn't going to do much justice to what it actually was through the GoPro, but it's nothing crazy, it's just not. Alright guys, here we are, back on the helmet. Let's continue our adventure. See, getting as you can see, it's real muddy and wet out here on these trails today, which is fine. Just makes for better viewing pleasure. All right. Get out of here. Okay. Hold on, I gotta stop again because I just realized I did not plug my mic back in. I'm sure you guys can barely hear me right now. I'm gonna fix that right now. Hold on a second. Myself. Trying to do this without taking my helmet off. Look in the mirror. Should have just done this the whole time. That was dumb. Alright, success. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. Pretty sure I got that mic plugged in there all the way. Here we go. Kickstand down. Another good feature. No, well, I mean, kinda. It's kind of annoying most times. If the kickstand's down and you shift into gear, the bike will just shut off. It's a safety feature. You can remove the solenoid that causes that, but I don't know. I keep it there. I don't like modifying the electronics on these. You know, I mean, they're all there for a reason, so. Might as well just keep them. I figure if I get tired of it, one of these days I'm going to upgrade into a different bike, and when that happens, I'm sure those same safety features will be there, so I'm just going to have to live with it, because I'm not going to disable it on every bike, so. But yeah, I said, a little bit of annoyance, but definitely, you can live with it. And if you can't, then you're way too picky. Oh, try to stay. The bad thing about these roads is they're full of such sharp, jagged rocks, so I'm trying to avoid them as much as possible. I don't don't want a flat tire out here. I'll be calling to come get picked up. So yeah, I've put handlebar risers on this and rolled the handlebars up, and the only thing I could do next is get like taller handlebars that sweep up more of a, you know, a higher sweep on the handlebars. The reason why I bring it up is because standing up on this, I'm still hunched over quite a bit, and it kind of makes it uncomfortable. So I try to stand up as much as possible, but this bike just doesn't make it easy because the handlebars aren't willing to meet you halfway. So that's one thing that if you're a taller individual, you might want to invest in: handlebar risers and taller handlebars. So it makes a big difference. Like, I'm still hunched over, and my risers are about an inch or so. And we'll come up here, do a slow roll past this little viewpoint area. All that was from a fire about 2 or 3 years ago. It's pretty crazy. Massive fire. Don't know, I can't remember what it was started from, but a lot of damage. Like all this in front of us, this is all from the same fire. Devastated a lot of this landscape, which is unfortunate, but I mean, it's just what happens. So yeah, I mean, so far, the little GS is doing exactly what it should do. Get me through all this stuff. Haven't dropped the bike yet, so that's a plus. You know, doesn't do off-road perfect, but it does it good enough to have fun. And that's all that matters. But yeah, the biggest thing that if you want to do this a lot, I don't do this a whole lot with this bike, but if you do want to do it a lot, you're going to want to invest in some tires that are a little more suited for this. And then another thing to keep in mind is first gear is very torquey and it ends very fast, so it's not great for cruising through this kind of stuff. Second gear doesn't want to last very long, but it's really the only gear you have for a cruising speed from these gravel roads. Third gear, you might as well not even waste your time. It's too tall of a gear. It starts off at too high of an RPM, so doesn't do any good to try to sit in third gear, because it just doesn't. It's too, you have to be going too fast, in my opinion, for comfort, and to keep that gear useful. So I wish first gear was a little taller. I wish second gear was a little, sorry, take that back. I wish second gear was a little taller. First gear, even on my dirt bike, is kind of useless. I usually cruise in second on my dirt bike too. I could actually, it's between second and third. Third gear, it does pretty well on it. But I do wish second gear was a little taller on this. I wish all the gears were a little taller on this. It'd make it a lot more fun on the open road. So yeah, I wish it wasn't as busy up here as it is, because I definitely get some more shots. I'll tell you what I really need is a second GoPro, so I don't have to take this one off of my helmet every time I want to do a shot of just me riding the bike. But whatever. Oh, that was deeper than I had anticipated it being. It's all good though. Just a little wet. That was a big pothole. Out here and cruise around a little bit. But yeah, so it's not bad off-road. I'm gonna have to give her a wash down. So this right here, guys, is awesome. If you guys want to film yourself riding or any kind of cool shots like that, this is a collapsible tripod. It's U-Rig. Anyways, I bought it off of Amazon, 20 bucks for this thing, and honestly, well worth the purchase. You just loosen this top locking ring right here, locking nut, and then these are kind of a pain to break apart, but once they break apart, they slide out. This thing sits at 10 inches, I think, 12 inches high, and it goes all the way up to 52 inches high, which is completely awesome for doing what I'm going to be doing, because you can get, you know, all different angles, so it makes it, yeah, it's just really cool. That pretty much sums up my off-road test of the BMW G310GS. I think it's capable for me, anyways. I'm not the best rider when it comes to the off-road era or place, but I think it's capable enough to have a whole lot of fun and to enjoy yourself. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informational at least, and I hope you had fun watching. Anyways, again, I will leave a link in the description for these guys. Awesome set of safety glasses, side shields, impact resistant, great pair. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Stay safe, be safe, wear your gear, and God bless. I'll catch you on the next one.